All right, so what we're looking at this time are a couple other characteristics of quadratics. So first, let's go ahead and graph this thing. We've got x squared minus 10x plus 22. All right, there we go. Now the main thing we really need to know is the vertex. The vertex is going to give us the rest of our information. So first off, can you tell, I'm sure you can, whether this thing is opening up or down? Sure hope you can. The parabola looks like it's doing this little number. Because it's doing this, we say that it is opening up, all right? And if it's opening up, it's going to have a minimum. If it were opening down, we would say that it has a maximum, of course, all right? So to find the vertex is this little spot right here. And because it is a minimum, we're going to call it a minimum, all right? So we're looking for the minimum of our graph. So go to the calc menu again. So second, calc. All right, instead of 0 this time, we're going to be doing minimum or maximum. So minimum. So all we have to do is get to the left of this little spot right here. Let's do that. There we go. So now we're to the left of it. And now get to the right of it. Somewhere to the right of it. And then somewhere in between those two arrows. So we can just get close to it if we want to. Now the vertex is a point. It's an ordered pair. So in this case, the vertex will have an x and a y. And you can tell the x, it says 4.9999. We're just going to call that 5, comma, negative 3. All right. The vertex really tells us everything we need to know about this graph, about this function. So we said it had a minimum. The minimum is going to be the y value of your vertex. So that's going to be negative 3. All right. That just means that's the lowest y value that thing ever gets to. All right. After that, it just goes straight up. Well, if you know that the lowest it ever gets to is negative 3, then we can go ahead and state our range. The lowest is negative 3, and it actually does get there. That's why we have brackets to include it. And then from there, it goes off to infinity. So our range is from negative 3 to infinity. All right. The axis of symmetry, that's going to have to do with your x value of your vertex. The axis of symmetry, let's say you've got a parabola here. We got ours right there. The axis of symmetry, it's the vertical line that splits the parabola down the middle. All right. So like the right half is identical to the left half. All right. That's why they call it symmetry. It's the line that divides it vertically. All right. And for that, it's just going to be, it'll always be x equals something. All right. X equals tells us that it's a vertical line, and it'll always be the x coordinate of our vertex. So x equals 5. All right. That's it. So we found our vertex using the minimum or the maximum command on the calculator. Once we know our vertex, the x and the y, we can determine our minimum and our range and our axis of symmetry. All right.